online. Welcome to another episode of the Big Blue Tent podcast. Come in, get comfortable. All are welcome here. The views from Gups and Aiden are strictly for entertainment purposes and should not be mistaken for facts. 30 seconds until round 1.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Tent podcast, episode 18. It's Wednesday the 30th of August 2017 and you're listening to Matt Guppy and Aidan Burke of the Big Blue Tent. Hi Aidan.
Hi mate.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Really good.
Good. Before we go any further, let's say a quick thanks to all of the Big Blue Tent sponsors. We've got number 5 RC, Mike Parker up in the north. There's CML Distribution. And we've got RC Octane, John Finch down in the southwest. There's Nuclear RC, Alan Painter for your glues and acetones, and DTS Apparel, Chris Streams with his designs that stick. You can find all of them on their respective Facebook pages or through the Big Blue Tent page or group. And of course, if you are enjoying these podcasts, please don't forget to like and share them as far and wide as you can.
Yeah, that really does help. Shares, we can see the figures. When you just click the share button, especially if you click the share and the like button, it just sort of reaches out a bit further and it appears on other people's timelines. I don't think people sometimes understand how Facebook works.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, people often say, well, I don't see much toy car stuff on my Facebook, and I go, well, do you like other people's posts who race toy cars? And they go, no, not really. And I go, well, it's still going to show you pictures of kittens then, isn't it?
Yeah. Dogs in hats.
Dogs in hats on surfboards.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Many, many hours spent watching dogs in hats on surfboards.
It's the future.
It is.
Okay, I should have mentioned this before you started the thing, is also don't forget to mention my sponsor, Kyosho Europe.
Oh, okay. We won't forget to mention that.
Carl will be happy.
Okay. So what have you been up to then, bud? A bit of racing last weekend?
Racing-wise, yeah, I was at Southport. It was a...
New car ready?
No.
I thought I saw pictures on Facebook of it looking all shiny.
Okay, well, it was built, and the electrics were in, and then my Kyosho teammate Tony Parr came along and went, well, that's not right. You don't want that there. You want that on there. You don't want that there. And after about 5 minutes of trying to do all these bits, he just picked up my car and my shell, and all my electrics were stuck in, and all my Kyosho spares, and just took them away and said he'll do it during the week.
Oh, okay. So when are you going to get that back?
I will get that back this week. He has promised to get that back for me.
Okay.
And
are you
that's
going to be able to take it out at the weekend? You going racing this weekend?
Yeah, I'm at Southport again this weekend, and that will hopefully be RB 6.6 with a 3-gear lay down and a gear diff, and all be, set up just as Tony's is set up. Yeah, we'll be all ready to go.
Excellent. I will be looking forward to seeing if you can keep up with Tony.
Well, I don't think I beat Tony on the final. Did he just beat me? We had a good day. So we had an interesting track at Southport this weekend.
Okay.
The weekend just gone.
Yeah. Are
All
you using the word interesting today rather than the word you used the other day to describe the track at Southport?
I can't remember what word that was.
Okay.
Was it difficult?
It might have been, yes, somewhere around difficult.
Challenging.
Challenging's a good word. We'll leave it at that, I think.
Yeah, all the straight bits were lovely, right? All the straight bits were on the straight and flat bits.
Ah, good.
Okay? And all of the corners were off camber on slopes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have a straight bit. I don't think we ran the back section slightly differently. You know, if you've seen the track round the tarmac corner, which isn't tarmac anymore, and then we actually came, instead of going straight onto the back section, we came down at an angle that I don't think anyone's remembered we've ever run before, and then back up the rest of the famous Southport back section. So you come round that corner in your far left hand, and you're coming slightly downhill, and you would just nail it. And I mean, there was no finesse required. It was just nail that straight away. And the car just took a couple of little skips and was straight down to the apex to then turn back up the second half of the back section, if you know Southport.
Mm-hmm.
But it was difficult, because if you went too far right, you just basically drove into a wall. And if you went too far left, you went over the apex the wrong way and just shot up in the air. So it was challenging.
Okay.
So what happened was I was in the third heat with Garner and Bannister, and then the top heat was Evo and Tony Parr and Stu Marn, those guys, super quick, all of them. And so in our first heat, we'd had a bit of practice. So we just thought, I don't know how to do that. And in my head, I've got Tim Rawcliffe's voice saying, well, if you can't do it, just do it slow. So we took it relatively quite easy. And then the top heat came on after us, and they were just blasting it round. But every time they went round one of these slow bits that normally at Southport you can do any corner in near enough full whack, they were just flying up in the air.
Yeah.
They just had an awful round, which means everyone in our heat, I think we took positions 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I think we'd set it up with a bit of a run to the massive tabletop in the middle of Southport, to sort of see if you could then double the new little lump that we'd put in.
Okay, yeah.
And you couldn't just, on the setups that we all had, you couldn't do it. You just land a bit short and just end nose first into the second jump. Or chassis would just land on the top and you'd bounce off in a random direction.
Yeah, I think you need like a four-wheel drive to sort of come over the tabletop and clear that second one. Or a really, really big run up to it.
Well, we did have a pretty big run up, but I think the tabletop is not really it's always been a tabletop. It's never really been a jump. So it's not really profile. It's profile to drive on top and then go left or go straight down and an immediate left. I tell you what happened though. Later in the day, Stu Marn changes. I said, "Why are you changing your oil?" It's club day. Stu Marn's a really good sort of 1/8 driver and was driving his KF2. And he changed his oil. I can't remember whether he said he went harder or softer, but whatever he did. But then he just flew over it. He just took off brilliantly. And then only in the last round could then he do that double every time. And I was the marshal just by that. So they were just whizzing past my nose because I had to sit down. Otherwise you couldn't see the corner behind me. So it was a great day. It was dry. Well, it was dry all day. I was running my RZ6. Went brilliantly the first couple of rounds. And then the next round, I think it was the third round, put it on, went for a minute, just stopped. I thought, oh God, it's doing this again. What's this? Took the car off, messed around with it, turned the car off, turned it back on again, threw it back on, went round for another 30 seconds, just stopped again. I thought, oh, bloody hell, what's this? This is not great. Went off in a bit of a huff. Next round came, and I checked all my wire and checked it wasn't too tight and it wasn't binding anywhere with the sort of back end of a 4-wheel drive. And what I thought was, oh, no need to change me lipo. I've only done a minute and a half. Put the car back on, just 10 seconds and stopped. And that was on my warm-up lap. So what I then did, I thought, I'll just change my lipo. Maybe it's that. Put in lipo in, car was brilliant, super quick. So all the issues that I've had, maybe not last week, the week before, were probably due to just having this lipo. And it was one of the older ones.
Oh dear.
And when
So have you disposed of it safely?
We have disposed of it safely in the tip, which has a special place to put lipo batteries.
Oh, that's good.
We're very lucky to have one. I should have realised, because as it was charging, the charge... Now, again, I've spoke to a few people this week about the podcast. No, they said, oh, well, listen to it. And I'll go, well, if you don't race 1/10 off-road toy cars, it'll mean nothing to you. And this bit certainly won't. So the charging was got to about 8.2 on my charger. And then the charge rate just dropped to 0.4. Now, I've got one of those chargers that can do, it's got 2 channels. So I put my other lipo on it. It just, charge at 4.5 amps, which is what I tend to charge at nowadays. So it was so one battery was charging brilliantly, and then this other one, even though it was still only 8.2, the charge rate would be 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. So again, I spoke to a couple of people and they said, yeah, it's just your lipo's gone.
Yeah.
It's had a good life.
I expect it has, mate. It's done many, many rounds of practice and things like that. It's something that I'm looking at for the winter, to be honest with you.
Get some new lipos. Well, I've got a few. I've got one of my brand new ones, slightly puffed. I want to say slightly. If you put it on your table, it'll rock slightly.
Yeah.
Which
it's got a healthy swell, a working swell.
Yeah, that's it. And then this other one that seemed fine is perfectly flat. So I don't understand, though. Don't shout at me. I don't store charge them.
Oh no, I use them too regularly for that.
Well,
if you're not going to use them for a few weeks, then yeah, I can understand doing it. But if you're using them every weekend and possibly through the week as well at some points, I don't think you really need storage charge. We're not running touring cars here.
No, but other people did. So great weekend. So I think I've sorted my issues. I'm looking forward to having the 6.6. Just having a 3-gear lay down. Because it's kind of what I've been used to for the last 2 and a bit years.
Yeah, and in a way, it's a shame. It's a shame you haven't been able to go straight from your YZ to the 6.6.
Yeah. But Tony's doing a lot of work on it. It's just going to be exactly the same as his. Every so often he sends me a message and goes, "Oh, I've got these arms. Do you want these arms?" Well, yeah, of course I do. If I'm going to get some help from Tony during the day, I don't want him to go, "Oh, we just move your shocks out a bit," and he goes, "Oh, but you haven't got another hole."
Yeah, what this actually is Tony going, I really want to try these arms, but I don't want to drop around just because I've tried them. Maybe I'll shout Aidan quickly. Hey, buddy, I'm running these. They work really well. I was going to tell you last weekend, but if you fancy running them this weekend, let me know how you get on.
Yeah, maybe that's Tony's plan overall. Yeah,
I can see him doing it. I see him and Evo plotting.
Yeah, they're scared of me.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is, because I think I qualified bottom of the A, literally 10th. And I think I finished I think I finished 6th, but I would have given Dave Scouse a 13-second penalty for doing a big track cut on the first lap. which put him back in. But again, the track, I think we might have spoken about it. The other week we were at Southport, I was saying how well Sean Norris had done really well. And talked about how he'd done his 5 rounds of qualifying and his final, and he never needed to be marshalled once. And I'd done 5 rounds of qualifying and a final and only need to be marshalled twice. Well, nice. I think most people were being marshalled twice a round this week. Just because the quick bits were super quick and the slow bits you needed to be super slow. I think it comes on
a bit of sort of discipline in your driving to get around it safely.
Yes, you did. You really needed that to sit there and go, well, I've just not got that right. I'll just do it a bit slower.
And not be tempted to try and do it a bit quicker the next time.
Yeah, which I'm awful at. I think, I've done that well. I'll do that quicker again next week.
Yeah, it's fine now. I can go through it at any speed now. I've done it once.
yeah. But it was a great day. Looking forward to next week when I can go out with me sort of proper car. So, if anyone is interested in an RZ6, please give us a call. Because it's ace. It's just too technical for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is a bit
it's got
too technical.
Far too many bits. So, if anyone wants an RZ6, let me know. Because when my RB6 works, I can't even think about it. People go, it'll be great indoors. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, but I can't no.
Hey,
no.
Talking about indoors coming up, I've been talking to Dan Harding down at the Torbay Club.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously the Carpet Kings track events coming up soon, not far off at all now, really. God, like a month or so away, really. That's quite shocking. This one's gone quick, isn't it? Yeah, I was talking to him about tyres for indoors and the Proline pinpoints. Proline have just brought these. What they call pyramids.
Oh yes.
New ones. They've just sort of pictures have come out today. And
yeah, they look interesting.
I don't know what they're going to be like. I can imagine they'll be pretty good on Astro. Maybe EOS carpet, but I think the carpet they've got down at Torbay at the moment, I think the spike on those might be a bit much. And some of the jumps are wooden faced as well, so that kind of really pointy spike is a difficult one to go with over a wooden faced jump, as you know. I do think they're probably going to make some sort of switch though at some point to a different tyre for everyone, just to make it a bit more cost effective.
Well, it does seem a very popular conversation point. There seems to be a lot of talk regarding controlled tyres or tyres for events, which is something we haven't really had, or I've never had in my shortish RC career. I know some of the guys have been doing it for 10, 20 years. Say, that's what we always used to have. We used to have this one tyre when you could only use one, but I'd be happy, no one can moan if no one's tried it. If someone goes and tries it and said, look, this is our club, this is what we're going to run, boom, it's fair for everyone.
I think, this is the thing that I'm hearing is that, these ones are quicker, or these ones are, these ones do this, and you can go faster here with these, and I think if everybody's on the same one, it doesn't matter if another tyre's quicker. Because no one's going to be using that anyway. So, I think it'll change setups for people. I do think there'll be some big setup changes because of it. I did a couple of practice days at Mendip. I went up on Sunday and Friday afternoon, I think I went up.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was. And just tried the pinpoints, the Z4s on the back and the Z4 wedge squares on the front for the 2 runs with those. And after over an hour, I was putting in quicker lap times than I was at the start. It was really, really odd.
Right, okay.
Really, really odd. They just didn't sit there. I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit of... Maybe they lost a little bit after a while, but it almost made it just easier to drive the car. You could just push the car harder with them. It was weird. But I did change quite a bit on the car to get them to work, because they're not as grippy as a yellow. They're just not.
Right.
They're not as grippy as a yellow.
Okay.
Maybe the rears, yeah, when it's dry, yeah, they were really good for pinpoints, but the wedge squares on the front, even in the soft compound, were, with the same setup, I just wasn't hitting an apex with them. It was just washing out any sort of speed. It was washing out like they would on the carpet at Torbay with the Zeds.
Okay, hang on. Washing
breeze.
out.
What do you mean?
What? Yeah, exactly. What do you mean by washing out?
Oh, just pushing on when you go into a corner, not doing anything.
Oh, great. Yeah, I would say use one phrase of washing out and replace it with pushing on. I'm not great on that. What do you mean by pushing on?
Well, the car not going round the corner properly. Imagine you've gone round a corner in your real car and the front wheels hit a patch of water, an aquaplane, out sideways.
Ah, okay. That's fine.
There you go.
Okay. I'll do.
Yeah, okay. So it was doing that, and I put the bulkhead shim under. First time I've used it, and put that under, and it was fine.
Is that under the rear?
No, under the front. I was running the gearbox shims.
Okay.
Short tower and the long shocks and the long eyelets on them, and it was really, really good. The grip was up at the track, so it was a good day to test it all out. But the run times were great on the tyres. A bit of a setup change, and I was lapping comparably with what I was doing with the new set of darts and cut staggers on. If anything, it was just a bit easier to drive once I had the setup right on it.
Okay.
It was easy getting around the track. And if you can get over an hour out of them, they still had life in, and I put a new set on to see if there was any difference in the lap times, and there just wasn't. I put the new set on, and I was doing exactly the same as I was with the setup been running for an hour or so.
Oh, okay, well done.
Yeah.
So again, you thought running a different tyre, you just might need to adjust your setup.
Yeah, I think if you think how tyre dependent your car is, putting a different compound shape, spike, of tyre on there, you're bound to need to change setup to make it work properly with it.
Okay. Right. Because what you said just reminded me, because actually I ran all Sunday on Schumacher ballistic. Oh no! How can I have Schumacher ballistics?
Nice,
I ran on
nice.
Schumacher. Yeah, maybe that's the start.
This some joint team venture that nobody else has heard about, not even Schumacher or ballistic buggy.
No, Schumacher on the left, ballistic on the right.
Okay.
No, I ran Schumacher blue darts.
Oh yeah,
rather than yellow darts. Trish Neal was very kind to leave a set with us when he came up. I acquired them, and I had Schumacher blue darts on the rear and Schumacher blue cut staggers on the front.
Wow. Okay.
They seem fine for me. What you call it? It will be. I qualified 10th in the A. I finished 6th in the A. So they can't have been awful, can they?
No, that's true. And what were they like by the end of the day?
They looked, trust me, they looked completely shagged. they looked like I thought they'd look. I've ran a set of Pro Lines all day. You sent me a set, and they look brand new after I've used them all day.
Yeah,
the Pro Lines did, but these blue darts looked. If they were yellow darts, you would have cut them off straight away. They still seem to work. If you look at me lap times, I know you can't really count because I've already told you that we were, just flipping out over because our track wasn't exactly how we normally run it. So maybe I'm not the person to really run and test a set of tyres to see what the difference in times are. But it seemed okay to me, and it was bone dry, and Southport is ultra high grippy. And I'm going to use the phrase that I've just learned off you. The front probably was washing out a bit.
Not a bad thing at Southport, though, mate. Not a bad thing at Southport, especially if you're looking to make it a bit safer. It will make you slow down and force you to make the car hook in. Or again, just change your setup to make that turn in a bit quicker.
Yeah, I thought about that, and then thought, no, can't bother. I'm just going to run the car like it is. So what it was good. They certainly lasted all day. They didn't seem to. I think when we looked at me lap times, the fourth run was quicker than my first run, but that was probably just I got used to the track a bit more. And my best laps were pretty similar. So not totally scientific, but they worked okay. I think we'll probably see some people trying to make some moves towards just looking at other tyres. The problem is, unless someone sits there and goes, right, for this meeting or for this series or for this nationals or for this, these are the tyres you're going to run. There's no point trying to run a slightly harder wearing tyre that's not going to be as quick if someone else is just going to put a set of yellows on against you.
I think you'll find there are people starting to do that.
Really?
Well, where do you know of that it's going to be doing a tyre rule this year?
Where do I know who's going to do tyre rule this year? Oh, at the Berries.
Yeah.
The Roger Wood meeting. Yes. Which is it I don't even know when it is. The end of September?
Well,
it's on Facebook. We've shared it.
We could always ask our guest tonight when it's on.
Yeah, okay. We could do that, please.
Sound like a plan?
Shall I press some buttons?
That sounds like a great idea, mate. Why don't you push those buttons, see if you can get them on?
Yeah, I have got a new version of Skype on my phone.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Give it a go.
Okay. Okay. I think I pressed some buttons. And as always, we'll just generally chat until Stu Wood magically appears. Hi, Stu.
Where are you?
Hi, Stu, mate.
Why is it? It's still again. It said Skype video.
Oh no, I haven't got a video of you.
No, it's not come up on video either. But that's what it says. It says Skype video.
This is Aidan's new version of Skype issue that he's having. He's downloaded a new version of it, and it's causing him no end of problems, as you can imagine. How are you, mate?
I can imagine.
I'm not the greatest.
No,
I'm not the greatest.
Not at all.
At anything really. At any of these things, but we definitely wanted to get you back on because when you brilliantly came on the second episode, the audio wasn't great. We were still doing that over telephone rather than Skype.
Yeah.
So we just thought, well, we want to speak to Stu again. So how's things been going, mate?
It's good, mate. It's good. Obviously, a few things have changed since we spoke last, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You've had some Euros Luck with your 5th scale MCD thing?
What do you mean, look? That's skill.
No, you did
I
really
went
well,
round
mate.
and siphoned fuel out of other cars.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, no, it was good. It was good. It was a good week. Obviously, as the week started, it felt really long. And obviously, for 2 days full of practice, then a third of time practice, and it's like, really? Do we need this much?
Right, okay.
Wow.
But then we start thinking about it. If we actually went to a track that we didn't know, like a dirt track or anything that we don't get in the UK, we want as much practice on it as possible.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And 3 days, I'm guessing, on a dirt track is not long enough.
Right. So what track? So just for anybody else who's not aware, we are talking about the large scale 1/5 Euros that were held where?
At Neen Valley, which is next to Santopod.
Where's that?
Yeah. Midlands somewhere? End of the M6?
Okay.
End of the M6. Okay.
Yeah. Wherever it
Nice.
is. Don't know, you just follow the sat-nav nowadays, don't you?
Yeah, you just don't have a clue where it is. So it was. And what is Neen Valley? Is Neen Valley dirt or?
No, Neen Valley was designed really for 8 scale. So it's an 8 scale track, really. And basically, the large scale guys race on 8 scale tracks because they only want 4 metres wide. As in EFRA and the BRCA. It's not gone as IFMAR yet. But I'm sure it's not far off because IFMAR have got an on-road World Championships, but they've not got an off-road yet. So I'm hoping it will be coming soon. But the class itself, as in large-scale off-road, is one of the youngest classes.
Yeah.
As in racing-wise. So they're still learning, and they're still learning a hell of a lot. They are still a little bit behind in rules and regs as well. So yeah. It is a strange one. But yeah, Neen Valley, it's all AstroTurf.
Right.
For the Euros, they built a one single corner of bricks.
Okay. Right. How
yeah,
was that?
And if you just got your inside wheels just to ride the curb, then it'd hook round that, because it's on a hairpin. It'd hook round, and then you can get it round faster.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cheating. I've never really rode corners before, if you know what I mean. I've always gone round the corners. I'm a big believer in not touching any track markers, not riding any curbs. You go round them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure if you watch the Euros back, I'm sure you'll see a few that don't actually go round the corners. They just cut them before they get there. But that's a different story.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point of the massive Marshall turrets that they've got to stand in.
Yeah,
they were quite good.
But everybody knows that. Everybody who's at that meeting knows that these cars are really heavy and really big.
Yeah.
So you know when you go racing 10th scale, and as soon as your car goes on 2 wheels, you're guaranteed that somebody's going to be shouting on a rostrum the word Marshall.
Yeah.
It's not even hit its roof yet, has it? In 10th scale.
Yeah.
And like certain drivers, and we all know certain drivers, that shout before they actually crash. And it's the marshal's fault that they've not reacted quickly enough.
Yeah.
But large scale's totally different. Totally different. Nobody shouts on the rostrum whatsoever. They all know that, look, the green cross code in these large scale cars are a must. And it's your fault you crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you're saying that that's the reason why they're so well behaved and they don't shout, because they realise that the worst thing for a marshal to do is to rush out and try and marshal your car as quickly.
Yeah, under a panic.
Oh, mate, yeah, God, yeah. If they do rush out and get hit, it's not just like a little cut on an ankle.
Yeah,
it's a broken leg. It's major, and everybody knows that.
Yeah,
which is why nobody worries about a slow marshal.
So have you got quite a sort of sturdy driver's briefing for one of a better way of putting it. Is that quite a, is safety quite a big thing that they bring up before you go out on the track and all of that sort of thing?
Yes, but it's the same as everybody. You get guys standing on a rostrum and he tells everybody to do the same. It's like when Paul Worsley talks on the BRCA tent scale stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing different of what they say. It's just how the drivers understand it and appreciate it and respect everything else. It's nearly 14 kilograms, this car.
Hang on. I'm working that out. That's like 10 times the weight of mine, nearly.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you think about it, a big sack of potatoes is 5 kilograms. And knowing you two, you probably can't lift them over your head.
Thanks, Stu.
No, I've got people who do that for me.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what money gets you.
I'm proud of myself.
Potato man. But also, I'm in Liverpool. We just live on potatoes. Don't know how we got to this bit, but literally, we have a man who comes and delivers potatoes to your door.
Really?
Yeah, of course you don't get the potato man.
Oh man, that's not good.
No.
Well, it is. If you're in Liverpool, you desperately need potatoes. So you had loads of practice.
Yes.
Loads of practice. You thought maybe a bit too much because have you raced your 1/5 round there before?
Yeah, Neen Valley's the layout's not really changed that much for the year and a half that I've been racing.
Okay.
They did. Don't get me wrong. They worked really hard, and they've relayed new AstroTurf down. But rather than doing it tent scale, because they knit it together and everything's perfect and blah blah. They just laid it over the top of the old stuff, and they just laid it down and.
Excellent.
There you go, race on that, boys.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's not perfect, and I don't understand why they don't lay it down properly. And it's all the tracks that I've been to. They don't knit it together. They don't join the joints.
Yeah, because Barry's near
the
enough all glued, isn't it?
Just because the cars give it such a pounding that it's not kind of worth putting that sort of effort into it if they've got to replace it. I don't know how quickly are they replacing it on a 5th scale track.
But it doesn't wear out as such. It's AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And it doesn't wear out. The only issue that I've ever experienced, and don't get me wrong, I'm still learning, is when it does lift up because they've not joined it together. Then it gets stuck in a car, and then it gets ripped, and that's if it was pinned down properly, then it wouldn't do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of pins in Southport.
Yeah.
I just think, how many pins would you need for Neen Valley?
Probably the same.
Right.
If they did it properly to start off with, it would probably be the same.
Okay. Good. Right. So qualifying, time, practice. Did you say?
Yep. Yeah. Time practice was on Wednesday.
So what does that then give you your heat order?
Yeah. Puts you in a seeded heat.
What heat were you in?
Well, yeah, obviously I did quite well, and I was middle of the top 10 all week, really.
Right.
So I was always in the top 8. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't fighting with the first 3 leaders.
Yeah.
But then after the first 3, there was quite a 3 or 4 of us that were very, very close.
Yeah.
So we was always battling. But the qualifying and obviously the 2 days of qualifying was really good. I really enjoyed it. Learned a lot, tried a lot of things. A few issues with the car where it just wouldn't turn in to the corner for me. And again, if you watch the Euros back again, you'll see the first 3 guys are whipping round the hairpins, and it doesn't look like they're slowing down that much. But if you watch my car, I'm really slow into the corner, get on the throttle, and then it's out again just as quick as everybody else is. So I've been fighting that all the time with my car.
Did the top 3 guys have a different car to you?
No, same car.
All on the
same car, same shocks, same springs, same pistons, same everything, same tyres. Everything was the same.
Right.
So there must be something that I've not done on my car.
Yeah.
That they've done slightly different, and I've not figured it out yet.
Okay.
But
So
again, they've been racing large scale for years, and
yeah,
this is my first year competitive racing.
Yeah, mate, you can't moan at the results for the first year
No.
into it. You really
so
can't.
how did your final go?
It started off really, really well. Got into third.
Oh, good. Sorry, last question in this bit is how long are they?
Half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Half an hour. Because you can't refuel our cars during race things because it is petrol.
Mm.
If you get any sort of spillage and the engine's red hot, obviously it can ignite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is no refueling. It's like Formula One. You know, they've banned fueling full stop.
Right.
No, sensible.
Go on.
I was just saying sensible choice. If it's petrol, then that's sensible.
Exactly. So yeah, I started really well. Got up to third. I was keeping up with the first two guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's my driving style because I'm smooth. Obviously, because I've come from 10th scale. An engine doesn't want to be smooth. An engine wants to be on and off.
Yeah.
And I'm not on and off.
Yeah.
So I'm struggling between 5 and 7 minutes. My engine seems to lose a bit of the bottom end. So
right.
you'll see in the race, 5 or 7 minutes, I start to drop back.
Yeah.
And that's because on the left-hand side of the track there was a double single, and coming round the corner, if you kept it tight, I couldn't jump the first double.
Right.
So I had to go wide to jump the double.
Yeah.
So I was losing out as such.
How much do you think you were losing on that though?
Probably about half a second a lap.
So what's that? You're talking like a good sort of couple of meters though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too much, isn't it? It's too much to lose on one bit of the track unless you can make it up somewhere. Was there anywhere else that you were quicker though?
No, not well. Yes and no. If no corner cutting, then yes.
Okay.
See, you
were quicker at going round the whole track.
Exactly. If you ride two wheels off the track, that's corner cutting to me. You know, a barrier's there to stop you going over it. Full stop. If you go over it, then you're cheating.
Okay.
But it was the same for everybody. So
yeah,
I might get in trouble for that.
No one listens to this.
I think
no one.
The odd 4-inch metal spike somewhere randomly on these corners would be a good one to have. You know, you'd soon stop cutting the corners if you're going to hit one of those every now and then.
Yeah.
We have when we do a corner that you can jump over at Mendip, we have a cone of justice.
Yeah.
And that goes on the point of the corner to stop everybody going over it, and you still get people fly straight into it.
I think you're aren't you?
Oh, sorry, mate, you cut out then.
Oh, you'll always get the same.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course you will.
So you were dropping back.
Yep.
Because your engine had lost a bit of the bottom end.
Yep.
Then what happened?
Basically, two cars caught me, passed me, because I couldn't fight them off for long. Because they were quick. They were quick in that final. So I kind of just settled for fifth.
Right.
And I was keeping on its wheels, and I was coming off in my head. I'm coming off the rostrum fifth.
Yeah.
I'm happy with fifth.
Yeah. Fifth in the Euros.
Fifth at the Euros, my first ever large-scale Euros meeting. You know, I'm happy with fifth.
Yeah,
so
of course you would be.
Pulls it into the pits, parks my car in front of my pit crew, looks down, and everybody's jumping about, screaming at me. And I'm like, yeah, brilliant, yeah. And they said third. And I went, no, fifth. And they're jumping about, no, third. So two cars ran out of fuel. And obviously, because I was a little bit further back, I didn't notice cars dropping out, and that's their fault. My gain.
Oh man,
Well
nice.
done. Well done.
Nice.
So it was kind of sweet coming off the rostrum.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my I did a live
Yeah, I did. I saw
little
that.
small report, and I had to take myself away. Yeah, because one of my pit crew mentioned my dad's name, and I got choked up, and I had to take myself off on my own.
And who were your pit crew?
My main one is Chris Sutcliffe.
Yeah.
He's one of my more good friends. He's basically come from 10th as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rick Stiles, who was my boss, and he came for the weekend, and yeah, those two guys were in my pit lane, so it's good.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think everybody has been really happy with your third, except me.
Man,
remember me? Remember me at the National? You were sitting there going, "I came third," and I went, "It's only third, mate."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, and that's probably the day that he decided to go Kyosho.
Yeah,
it
that's
probably
it.
was.
Yeah. you know, I always remember you being Kyosho.
Well, yeah, there's a bit of a history between me and Kyosho, and it didn't work out. Me and Kyosho, put it bluntly. But I was the guy that helped Jimmy Upel, did the Upel review on the RB5.
Yeah, it was RB5.
Yeah.
And I spent many hours on the Thursday night before the National at Tiverton, building it with Jimmy in his house and taking pictures. And it was a very, very late night.
Yeah.
And we drove down to Tiverton on the Friday and raced it at the National.
Nice.
So yeah,
was that when it was the
made...
indoor arena place?
That's right. Yeah, the indoor dirt arena. Yeah. I made an A final with it after. Well, that was, what was it? Something like 12, 13 years for a Kyosho to be in the A final, and I stuck it in an A final or a couple. It was a couple.
So are we going to sit there and go, are you then the last person to put a Kyosho in an A final?
No, because there's been a couple since. Elliot Boots has done it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I was the first one for a good chunk of time, because I think it was like the early 90s was the last time a Kyosho was in the A final, and then when me and Jimmy got it was like 2008, 2007, something like that.
Wow.
Right.
I did the same with the Tamiya as well.
Yes, we love those. We love those bits. But we'll talking about your dad, because before you appeared, we were just talking about we were talking about meetings, picking on a control tyre and saying this is the tyre we're going to run for this meeting, see how that works. Yeah. And the Roger Wood meeting's upcoming, but I couldn't remember what date it was.
Yes.
So
exactly that date.
Is it the 24th of September?
It's something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
If you go on Facebook, it's all there. You can see it all there.
Okay.
It is on Facebook.
Unfortunately, I can't make it.
What?
I can't make it, mate.
That's not an excuse.
Well, in fact, you know how bad planning is. I signed up for RC Sign Up, which is that American system that you're using to book in.
Yeah.
Got everywhere, and then literally Tommy sent me a text and goes, "Oh, you can't do that. Our American family are coming over, and literally that is the day they're all going out.
Oh, man.
Everyone's coming together." So yeah, I unfortunately I can't make it. The rest of the rest of our lot are coming over, but not me and Tommy.
Hey, don't worry.
So what's the thoughts regarding getting a controlled Proline tyre?
This is a really hard one because obviously we're going to carry on talking about myself and certain sponsors. Putting sponsorship aside to 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
The Berry track, obviously, which is I'm heavily involved with.
Yeah.
Their track now has changed. And at first, the track used to be very, very good on tyre wear.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to run ball tyres because it was really grippy and blah, blah, blah. recently, over the last year or so, it kills tyres.
Oh, right, okay.
Absolutely kills tyres. Now, whether something's changed within tyre manufacture or whether something's changed on the track, I don't know, because I'm not that clued into tyres or track conditions.
Well, it seems to be changing on a lot of tracks if it is the track.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
we've probably spoken about it before with other people. I think because 90% of the people, 99% of the people in the Northwest are running 3-gear laydowns.
Yeah.
They seem to. I think Ben Jemison maybe spoke about it. Maybe they're skipping a bit more. There's not so much weight on the back.
Okay.
And it's just this tyre wear is there. I know there's slightly less tyre wear at Southport, but there's more tyre wear at Southport now than there was 18 months ago.
Of course. So the theory behind it, and it's all down to Rob Mills.
All right.
Now, Rob Mills is a lovely man, but he is the tightest person you'll ever know.
Okay.
He stumbled across these Proline pinpoints and the medium compound. Just bear with me 2 seconds, guys. This is the life of Stu Wood, kissing my girls good night. Give me 1 second.
Of course.
No night, girls.
Night, darling.
Night.
See you later. Right, thank you, guys. Sorry. So
we
Rob
didn't
Mills
swear or anything then, Stu.
No. So Rob Mills stumbled across these pinpoints. He ran them all last year, 1 pair all year. Okay. We thought it was just nuts. Yeah, because everybody's obviously on Schumacher mini spikes or darts or whatever it was last year.
Yeah.
And we just thought that Rob was crazy and he was being an idiot and he was just trying to save money. And then at the beginning of this year, I can't remember what it was. I think it was just a club day. He asked. I was borrowing Neil's X-ray, Neil Badessi's X-ray, for one of the club days, and he just said, "Try them." And I tried them, and they were brilliant. And there was loads of grip.
Yeah.
And the sand had come up, so coming out the corners, it was a little bit loose on the Schumachers. But with the pinpoints, it was brilliant. You could just nail it coming out the corners.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a carpet car, but carpet tyre. But we're running carpet cars, and we're running AstroTurf, which is carpet. So
and Berry's Astro's kind of carpety.
Yeah. It's more like a Brillo pad type. It's like a woven type rather than a pile. So yeah, that was the theory behind that. That's how we got started on it. I've been playing with them since I joined Schumacher, and there is hardly any wear at all.
Yeah,
anywhere. And I've ran them about 3 days was the racing.
Yeah,
and they still look brand new. Rob Mills is still running his set, and he's had God knows how many meetings and how many laps, and they just last forever.
Stu, I've had a pair of the Z3 pinpoints since about this time last year, and I used them for nearly 12 months, and then sent them up to Aidan, who's been testing them at Southport and running them up there, and he's still got grip with them on a dry day, and this is a year and a bit down the line with a set of tyres that I've been using for practice over and over and over again. The thing is with them, especially the medium compound, is it is very hard.
It is.
The Z4, the slightly softer one, will last not as long as that. It won't last as long as that, but I'd say it'll be even better for grip wise, much better, and will still react the same as you coming out on the corners.
Of course. Well, we've not tried them ones yet. I got sent some from the shop, but they are expensive, and no, I can't afford that. Not on 10 scale yet, anyway.
Well, if you're putting them on, and after 3 meetings with them, you're pulling quicker laps than you were when you put them on, they're kind of worth that spend, aren't they?
Of course, yeah. Somebody just needs to try them. At Berry,
Well-
that's all.
Yeah, I think I suppose a few guys at Bury have said they've worked really well.
Mm.
And I suppose if we're doing a let's not say fun day, but the Roger Wood meeting is a great collection of people getting together and just enjoying toy car racing, but with some really good competitive racing that goes on. If everyone turns up and that's the thing, isn't it? Your entry fee with your donation, and everyone's going to get a set of rears.
Yeah. No, the set of front and rears.
Front and rears.
It's front and rears, yeah.
Nice.
It's a set for the car.
You'll likely need. That again, the Z3 fronts on. I take it it's the wedge squares.
No, I think it's just the wedges that we've got.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the non-cut version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Less sort of less bridges on them.
Yeah. So yes, they'll understeer a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we're all on the same tyre. Set
Yeah.
your cars up.
It is. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. It will change the way you set your car up. It will make everybody set their cars up differently.
Of course it will.
But when you do, from what I've done with them, they're great to race with. You can get your car turning in on them. You just have to spend a bit of time working out what to do. That's all.
That's right. And also, I've tested them in the wet. Me and Andy Woods were at a club meeting a couple of weeks ago, and the final, it started raining, and Andy Woods ran off to get his wet car with his silver mini darts on, and I kept my carpet car with the Proline pinpoints.
Really? Well, the
yes,
medium ones?
Go on, say that again, sorry.
The medium ones?
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he beat me about 2 or 3 seconds. So I wasn't that far behind him.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. Yes, don't get me wrong, they weren't grippy, but they were good enough to go round. And if everybody's got the same, then that's going to be good fun.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting racing.
Yeah, there may be some guys who are actually going to get some better results because they're not going up against guys who are throwing a new set of tyres on every run.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people will do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even if it's a fun day, they still spend 2 or 3 sets of tyres on a fun day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, because it's certainly a well publicised meeting. I know we've shared it on our page and in our group and things along those lines.
Yeah.
But there will be. We would do it. I think Birdie actually sent me a message, but I'd literally already just done it.
Thank you.
So, but there will be pictures. I know I won't be there, but any pictures we'll share them. So there will be people, the pictures, whoever wins, or the top 3s and the final winners. The pictures will be there to go on, so we can see people fighting. But yes, we're all on the same set of tyre.
Yeah, cool.
Great idea.
Yeah, should be good.
And so, how was your KC gone? Because you do run Schumacher 1/10 off road, don't you?
I certainly do, mate. I certainly do. It's basically the 4-wheel drive car that I've got is a pass me down.
All right.
Basically, at Schumacher, I had it sat on a shelf.
Yeah.
And he said, "Here, race that." So he sent that one up to me. So it's a couple of meetings old, but I've had a meeting with the 4-wheel drive. Obviously, I've spent most of my time up to now with the 2-wheel drive with the KC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very, very, very quick car. And my first outing was the regional at Southport. And
yes.
I let the car down.
Okay.
Obviously, coming back to 10th scale. Obviously, after racing large scale for a bit, my speed and reactions and confidence with a 10th scale car wasn't where it should be, and I was getting better. I was getting faster, but it was me letting the car down rather than the car letting me down.
Okay.
Coming away from the regional, I spent a bit of time at Bury and gone through a lot of things. But there were certain corners that it did random things. And I couldn't understand. And I was trying different things and lengthening the wheelbase and changing from wishbones to the flat wishbones to try and get a little bit more security out of it. I was doing all sorts. And I just couldn't get it consistent. Now, here's the weird thing. I have never, ever ran a front wing on a two-wheel drive. And looking at it, I always thought it was a fashion thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Until putting one on. As soon as I put it on the car, it changed the car, and really? It's made it all secure now and safe. It's quick. It is quick.
I found that when I ran a front wing, because I never ran a front wing. I put one on last year when I went indoors, just to try and sort of get just try and get a bit more. I think I was just desperate to try and get something else out of the front end. And I put one on, and weirdly, as soon as I did, when I was coming up to the end of the straight, the back end of the car was just waving about all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I took it off, and it was fine again. And it just that was enough for me coming into the big, quick, sweeping corner at the end of the straight for me to kind of lose confidence in the stability of the car. And then it's by the time you've got that confidence back, you're coming up to the end of the straight again. And you're kind of going, "Oh my God, what's it going to do?" And you've lost it again. And lap after lap, you're just getting sort of knocked by it. As soon as I took it off, back to normal, and it was great again. But it's never made me then confident to want to try it outdoors, especially with lots of random sort of jump faces and stuff like that to go over, and you're never quite sure how your car's going to go over some of them out there. I
totally understand. Totally understand.
Go
on.
No, what I was going to say is I put one on and haven't taken one off since. I haven't taken it off.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I can see why now.
But I've got a low one. It's sat on the front of the nose. Where the Schumacher's KC's actually got one on. It looks like on a little stand at the back of the front shock tower, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, little mount.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very, very high. It is very high.
It is on the P6.
But it transformed the car. So yeah, I'm loving it.
I think looking at the nationals, I think most people ran one.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think you only see one or two.
What's the biggest sort of change that it makes then? I mean, what randomness is it taken out of it? And when you say it's just doing the odd random thing, what was it doing that was random?
Some of that high speed corners, it would literally just snap and roll, and without any warning, any sign of any roll whatsoever, it'd just snap and it'd be in the fence.
Okay,
it's like,
right.
I thought I was better than that.
Yeah.
I've been racing for some time now, and you just think to yourself, was that me or was that the car? And after God knows how many laps around there, you start thinking, it's not me.
Yeah. Right, okay.
So, yeah, Andy Woods had one in his car, so I just thought I'd stick it on just to try, and yeah, wow.
Well, and Andy Woods has done really well this year, hasn't he? With his KC.
On results, I honestly couldn't tell you, mate. I've not been.
Well, I can't. I can tell you he's gone as an F1.
I'll tell you what. We can play the F1 game with the BRCA F1 game with Stu.
Okay.
Come on, Stu. You can beat Stu v's Gups F1 game.
Stu versus Gups regarding. So I'll explain what the F1 game is. I spoke to Eric today. Okay. Yeah. And Eric goes, I've just got the national results sent through to me. So I know how many F1s have been, where the F1s and 2s have been given. Well, I'm not interested in F2s. Let's just talk about F1s. So I'm going to tell you that there's 41 F1s this year and 1/10 off-road.
That's a lot.
it is a lot, but that's because they've had this is the biggest year for the number of people doing enough scoring rounds.
Okay. So how are we going to do this then? There's 41 of them. How many regions have we got?
So I'm going to I've got a list of the regions and how many F1s are in each region.
Oh,
okay.
I like this.
Is that what we've got to guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guess. Yeah, completely random. I'm not expecting you to know the answer.
Oh.
Okay, but let's start close to home, the Northwest.
Okay. Out of 41, how many are in the Northwest?
41. How many F1s are in the Northwest? I'm not going to tell you names because that's unfair because people might want to know and So just numbers. How many F1s are in the Northwest?
Who's going first, me or Gups?
I don't mind. Do you want me to go?
Gups can go first.
6.
6. Okay.
8.
Stu Wood takes that because there are 9 F1s in the Northwest.
Well done, the Northwest.
Damn.
Okay, well done, the Northwest.
So we've got 32 left.
Yeah, well done.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep.
So, Midwest. How many F1s are in the Midwest? So
that's like Tom Yardy's area, isn't it?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few people who run in the Midwest. You don't even think of it. It is the biggest region. They had more people doing scoring rounds at the Nationals than anyone else. So how many F1s are in the Midwest? Go on, Stu Wood goes first this time.
You want me to go first this time? Okay.
Yep.
It's going to be more than Northwest, so I'm going to say, but not much more. I'm going to say 12.
Oh,
12.
I was going to go for 12. Do you know what? I was going to go for 12. That puts me in a really awkward position. Okay.
Yeah, it does. I know it puts him in a terrible position. Just realised that.
11.
11. Yeah. Okay. Gups, you're going to hate this. There are 13 F1s in the Northwest, which is funny because Gups thinks he's haunted by the number 13.
Does he?
Yeah, that's why Gups was never going to go for 13.
Wow.
Never in a million years.
Okay, right. The next one. Scotland.
Scotland? Okay, who's going first?
Gups' turn to go first. How many F1s? Scotland.
No offence, Scotland. 3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. Stu?
My turn.
Yep.
1.
Stu is spot on.
Oh.
There is 1 F1.
I had more confidence in you, Scotland, there. I had more confidence. I just didn't really... I know we spoke to Alan, but...
Yes, who is the only F1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it clearly is. I just didn't know if there were other people from Scotland that we hadn't spoken to. I don't know everyone.
Okay, right. So I think that is Stu's got 3 out of 3 so far. So move on to Mid-East. The Mid-East.
Oh, does this include Robin Hood? I don't think it does. I think Robin Hood's northeast, isn't it?
Well, no, actually, because remember, you can hold a regional wherever you want.
Of course, you can.
Berry held a northeast and a northwest.
Of course.
So I think they did go to Robin Hood in Mid-East. I think we're talking about Broxtowe. I don't know anywhere else. Maybe did they go as far as Stoffield?
Yeah. I'll get that then. So that's Eugene Galley's area.
Ooh.
Is it my turn first, or is it? Yes, it's my turn, isn't it?
I've got too excited.
Because we did Scotland and I went second.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for. It's gonna be quite low, this one, and I'm gonna go for 5.
Okay, Stu Wood's gone for 5.
5. It's confident, Stu, with a 5. I'll go for 6.
6. Well, to carry on, Stu's got that spot on. There are 5 F1s.
Have you texted him all the answers?
Hey!
You have.
Well, it's Eugene Galley. I'm trying to think. Is the young Smith lad, Ben Smith?
Yeah.
There's another one. Okay, right. Moving on to Mid-South.
This is another big region, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose Torch is probably their national track that they've got. I don't know where far. Did he go to Stoffold, Bingham, or somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Mid-South. Come on, Gups. Go first.
Okay, Mid-South, I'm going to say... Do you know what, I'm going to go for 6 again.
6. Okay. Stu?
It's more than 6 Gups. It's a big region, man. It's not as big as the Midwest, but yeah, it's...
Yeah, but Gups has probably got a piece of paper and he's already counted out how many of the 41 are left.
Oh, is there? Oh,
Yeah,
I've not
probably.
done that. Okay.
You see?
Oh dear, Stu.
Have you done that?
Schoolboy error.
Have you done that, Gups?
Oh, I may well have done that.
Oh, that's just cheating. That's cheating. But I'm going to go for 8 again.
Okay, well, Gups has pulled it back with a spot on. There are 6 F1s in the Mid-South. Okay, so to our second favourite region, the Northeast. How many F1s are in the Northeast?
Now, hang on a minute, right. Okay, so just so that me and Stu know what is going on, regions that are left, we've got the Northeast now.
Yes.
We've got the South. Have we done this? We haven't done the Southeast.
No, the ones I've got left are Northeast, Southeast, Southwest, and Wales.
Okay. that doesn't leave a lot between those 4
so
regions.
I'm going to say there's 10. Using my bad adding up, there's 10 F1s left.
Okay.
So Northeast.
Okay.
I still can't remember whose goes next.
It's my turn. Gups went last. So Northeast is Craig Collinson's area.
Oh yeah, good point.
So that
and
is
Halliwell's.
And Halliwell's, yeah. Andy Woods has gone over there now.
No, hang on. Okay, I'm going to say around this. This is at Nationals. So this is not the region that they raced in. This is the region that they are a member of. And the reason why I brought that up is Andy Woods is in one of the 9 Northwest drivers, though he raced in Northeast.
Okay, so it's living where you live, not where you race.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's Craig Collinson's area. So I'm going to go for 3.
Okay. Gups. Now, clearly, if we're talking about the Northeast, I'd say 11. Because I love the Northeast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not as confident as Stu. I'm going to go with 2.
2.
Yeah.
What did Stu say?
3.
3.
Great. Well, you're both wrong. It's 4.
Oh, is it?
I'm nearest, though.
Okay.
Stu was the closest, right?
Yeah.
Back now to the Southeast. We've got 3 regions and 6 F1s left.
Southeast.
Okay.
I don't even know any tracks down there.
I am going to say...
Eden Park.
What I'm going to say there on the Southeast,
Eden
my
Park,
guess
Southeast.
is... I'm going to say everyone that's left.
You're going to say 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Stu?
Damn. I hope. No, I don't think there is.
You're sitting there going, is there any F1s in the Southwest or Wales?
I'm trying to think of my Wales friends.
I'm sorry, Southwest and Wales. I'm sorry. There's no offence meant by that. There might be one in Wales. I'm pretty sure there aren't any in the Southwest.
I don't think anybody in Wales, because I don't think Craig Harris has raced at Nationals this year.
No.
So no, there's none in Wales, I don't think. Well, I'm going to go lower than Gups. Did he say 6?
6.
So I'm going to go 5.
Okay, right, good. There are actually 6 in the southeast. Okay, so I'm going to say definitely Stu Wood wins the F1 competition.
Well done,
But
Stu.
that does mean that the Southwest and Wales have no F1s.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. But yeah, okay, we don't. We say Craig Harris hadn't raced Dave Belston for the Welsh. No one from the Southwest, except Mark Nowen, comes anywhere near a national.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware. So there we are. There's a great game. Well done. Didn't think that was going to go down so well.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we got well
Stu,
done. So
what we'll have to do is this time next year,
yes.
if Eric is ever allowed to give Aidan any results ever again, then come back on and we will play the F1 game next year as well.
Play again.
And what we should say is well done for the Midwest for getting 13.
Yeah, well done, Midwest.
Well done, Northwest 9, including three of those guys did race regionals in the Northeast, but they are Northwest drivers.
Yeah.
And we're not, that's it. So there we go. There we are.
I think what you'll find happened was we kind of sandbagged a bit to make the most out of the end of season finals.
Right, okay. Yeah, which is where we'll go into the end of season finals, Stu, at Kidderminster.
Yeah, cracking little track.
In 2 weeks' time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what sort of changes should I be looking to make in my car going from Southport to Kidderminster? Is it as grippy as Southport?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well,
I've been raced it. Yeah. But we love everybody here.
No, it's not like that in my camp anymore. If you have a Schumacher, then I'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'm joking.
There you go. That's it.
Joking.
Game's over.
I'm joking.
Stu, don't go back on it. Don't go back on it. That was ace.
Don't.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It'd be funnier. Just make sure you're available on the 9th. You've got your phone with. Yeah, if you're working that day in the shop, get it available so we can be helping the Northwest, because the Northwest will be trying to retain the F2, 3, 4s and 5s title, which we won last year. Steve Idden got loads of points last year. Very important.
Cool.
We've got a couple of people coming back who are F5s who are not really F5s, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So what sort of, are we going to see much of a return of Stu Wood in the 10th scale at any point? Are you going to do much over the winter, or have you got more 5th scale stuff lined up for the winter months as well?
I'm going to try and do as much large scale as possible, but they kind of turn off. I don't know why they don't like going outside over the winter, but it is weird.
Right.
The end of last year, the last national, everybody walked round and gave everybody kisses and cuddles and said, "See you next year." And I'm like, really? Do you not race over the winter? And no, they don't race over the winter, and it's kind of strange. But I'm going to try and do as much as I can. But there's not many meetings large scale on, so that then brings me to 10th scale. So obviously I'm still running Berry. So yes, I will be doing the Berry Club meetings, and then any other free weekend I'll try and do other things. I've not been to the new Southport yet.
Okay.
So
I'll have a set of blocks sat there waiting for you, mate.
Do you remember?
Splendid.
Do you remember how
Thank you
flat Southport was last time you went there, Stu?
I did quite well the last time I went there, to be honest.
Okay, it's probably twice as flat as that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's indoor, all indoors flat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's he talking about?
Oh, I thought you meant outdoors. You were going there.
No, indoors.
Oh yeah, that's right. You lot don't race outdoors in the winter at all with your 10th scale stuff, do you?
No, not at all.
Right. Okay. See, that's where the confusion is. Mendip runs all through the year on the off-road track.
Yeah, but you've got to look at your numbers, haven't you? As a club, look at your numbers. Because numbers will drop over the winter.
Oh, I don't know. There was always pretty good.
Double.
Yeah, there was always a pretty good turnout for Mendip through the winter. I mean, all right, it wasn't like a massively busy summer club day, but not all the summer club days were massively busy. You had the odd one that was a bit quiet, but the Winter Series was always pretty well supported there.
Yeah.
I think just because of where Western is, it's quite lucky with the way the rain falls a lot of the time, because it's so close to the coast. It kind of blows over a lot of the time, or it's a complete downpour. But
how far away is your nearest other track?
Tiverton, about the same sort of distance from where I live.
It's still a trek though. Tiverton's a long way from you. A long way from Mendip.
Yeah, but I live sort of in the middle of the both of them.
Okay. But regarding Mendip track though, I'm talking about, within that vicinity, is there any other tracks?
I can tell. No.
No,
not really.
Where obviously up in the northwest we've got quite a few tracks and clubs, and just for example, Southport's less than an hour away from Bury. Batley's 45 minutes away from Bury track.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of tracks that race indoors over the winter.
And Oopel running at Chatterton.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Well, we did try. I think we have near enough all our point scoring. So because we run a competition in the winter in some Southports, and we run club days indoors as well. But I think we've worked the calendar out between, I'm going to say, the three of us: Southport, Oopel, Winter, and Bury.
I believe
you could actually do all of the things. I know Birdie did send me a message going something about a date. I think I released Bury's dates before Bury did, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest. So I think you can do all of them, but also never mind. There's some fella's building a track in his backyard up in Leyland, isn't he? Have you seen that?
No.
Some person, and his name escapes me, and it's terrible for me to say that, right, is literally building an Astro 1/10 track in his backyard.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is it not Paul Crompton?
No, it's not Paul Crompton. I've been to Paul Crompton's house. His back garden isn't massive.
Is it not?
No.
I expected it to be, because he's well.
They have a lovely house.
Yes.
They have a lovely house, but where it is, they've got fields and things behind them. But no, some fella, I think I'm going to say Gary Brown. Gary Brown, who's just started racing. There were some pictures on Facebook this week of him laying Astro down.
Fantastic. That's
so
good.
there's going to be another. So I think that's closer to Leyland. So maybe Ribble and Leyland, they run on a Friday night indoors, don't they?
They do.
All through the year. So they might have some sort of Astro tracking next year.
Fantastic.
South Lakes, Barrow, let's say Leyland, Bury, Southport, Batley's. Batley's, I would say, too far for me, but Bury's in between Batley and Southport.
Yeah.
Oswestry's not that far.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of things to do, but no, we can't run in the winter at Southport because the tide's in. So we've all turned up to Southport and it's been a bit muddy in the field. That field will just be 6 inches underwater from about November onwards.
Yeah.
Track will be lovely. Track will be dry. The problem is, you'll be pitting in 6 inches of water, which no one wants to do. So there is so you're happy with your large scales. You're happy with your Schumachers, that they're doing well. You're enjoying them.
Definitely.
Is it the same for both? Is it, if I put a shim on the back or take a shim off the back of your large scale, is it just the same as taking a shim off the back of my Kyosho RB 6.6?
Exactly the same.
Are the shims? I'm trying to think. Are the shims like 5 times the size?
No, it's more 8 scale, so it's
okay.
It doesn't have it like your RB Kyosho.
Mm-hmm.
It has it
the same way that your
horizontal
shocks
mounted.
screwing would be like moving your shims up and down, or are you actually moving ball studs up and down with shims with those?
No, it's screwed into the shock tower.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
And they've got different holes
to put them in. Yeah, I've seen on some of those 8 cars.
Yeah,
but the same thing happens.
Of course it does. Yeah, geometry is geometry. Physics is physics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just a lot more weight on the car, so you have to think about the weight. So, but it all does exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was some stuff about. I saw one of your pictures. You did one of those pictures where you go, "Oh, look what's different," and I'm like, "Don't really like your choice of carpet."
Whoa, what's wrong with my pink carpet? I like my pink carpet. It makes me feel calm and relaxed.
So is this a new 2-wheel drive coming out, or is this something that you're just playing with yourself?
Oh, I'm not playing with myself. Yes, it's just something that me and Chris Sutcliffe are just playing with. There's no intentions of MCD making one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just something because I like 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And while I'm at the race meeting, I may as well race 2-wheel drive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a 2-wheel drive class and just MCD don't make one?
That's right.
Right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
right.
And are the 2-wheel drives any quicker than the 4, or is it a similar sort of thing with the 10th scale where it's pretty even depending on what sort of track layout you're on?
It's hard to say because, and I hate saying things like this, the driving standard is not a good comparison.
Mm.
If it was all good driving standards and everybody was kind of good like 10th scale, then I could probably give you a proper answer.
What, but 5th scale driving standards must be shocking for you to say that. I can say it. I don't race 5th scale, but if Stu Wood is saying that 5th scale crew, guys, sort your driving out, man, because that's piss poor. If you're worse than the 10th scale lot, you guys need to sharpen it up, I'm telling you. Christ.
Yeah.
There you go, Stu.
Yeah,
I'll say it. You don't have to.
I got myself in trouble complaining about, saying the other week that there's a bit of a thing between the 4-wheel drive buggies and the short course drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they don't like each other. And it's kind of true. And even EFRA recognise it. Because when you go to when I did the Euros, I wanted to marshal straight after my heat, but it doesn't work like that because you only marshal your group, and obviously I was racing 4-wheel drive, so you only marshal 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
So because I was in the last heat of 4-wheel drive, I had to marshal the first heat of 4-wheel. So I didn't marshal straight after my race. It was really weird. And the explanation of that is because people were complaining about marshalling short course drivers.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is apologies for not understanding this, but isn't just the short course just like your 4-wheel drive with the short course body on the top?
MCD's is yes. The TLR or the lossy one isn't.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The loss is the opposite way around. It was a short course designed car first for the. It was bashing. It wasn't a race car because it was released under the Team Lossy brand, not the TLR brand.
Right.
So they released this bashing truck, and it was a brilliant truck. It is a brilliant truck. Then they released the TLR buggy, which is based on the truck, and it's not there yet. It'll get there. Don't get me wrong, because obviously TLR are TLR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it just depends on how far they want to take it.
Okay.
But it'll get there. But no, the short course truck and Lossy, it's a different car.
Okay. I think I remember seeing one. I think when I used to call it, I think it was probably just out maybe when you were still at JE.
Yes.
Yeah, because you walk into that, the new JE where you moved to, and then this thing was just sat on the desk.
Yeah.
And it's just a monster.
A big brute of a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. With like body panels, isn't it? Stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not getting one of them. If I can't handle a 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive hybrid thing, I'm not getting one of them.
You'd be surprised. Everybody's surprised. Well, after they drive it, they're surprised. They really
Because
are. Because
it's good. That's what you're saying, and it's fun.
it's different.
Right.
On 10th scale, you have to be at 100% all the time. You know, if you're not 100% driving your best, then you're not winning. You're not doing well.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
But with large scale, you can kind of relax a little bit more, and you can plod a little bit more because you have to drive it like that. Because if you drive the pants out of these cars, it is going to bite you on the ass.
Mm.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
You know.
I think
it is,
you know,
and driving it around Bury, I've had a couple of my friends drive mine around Bury, and they're so surprised because it's 2 seconds a lap faster than a 10th scale car, and that's round Bury. That's a 10th scale track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, they just don't look very quick when you watch it. If you haven't, I suppose, if you're there in real life, they're probably looking a lot quicker going around the track. But from the videos that I've watched, I suppose because of the size of them, they kind of look like they're not. You know, when you watch a 10th scale race, they're zipping everywhere and in and out of everything, and you know the 5th scales kind of look like they're kind of just lumbering around the track a bit.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look like it's got that same sort of pace, but I don't know. Maybe it's just much easier to get round over the bumps and stuff like that with them.
It's weird until you see it on the same track as a 10th scale.
Yeah.
Then you have no idea what it's doing.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that when you first came on.
Yeah.
That the Euros were on Red RC, and we watched as much as we could the large scale stuff, and because they're big cars on a big-ish track for us, certainly for us 110th guys, they do look a bit. But I remember Eric saying that when you threw yours round Bury, I think in between a heat or something like that, he just went. It just looked the fastest thing he's ever seen.
Yeah, yeah, they're amazing. They are amazing.
Okay, that's great. Well, we want to see you racing more 110th.
Yes, that's coming.
Yeah. Are there any big events you're going to be doing this year, Stu? There's a few of them going about at the moment that are being posted up. Are you getting involved with any of the sort of larger meetings that are going on, or is it just going to be the club stuff you're doing?
No, it's just regional stuff. Anything in the northwest.
Okay.
It's a local thing, really. 10th scale for me, because obviously it's a secondary. Obviously, my large scale is my main, so my secondary is only regional. So everything around here. So yes, I'll do Chadderton, which is the Upel series.
Yeah, good.
And then obviously I'll do Bury as well, and then we'll see if we can do Southport. We'll have a look at those dates as well.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I'll have a set of blocks in my bag for you, mate.
Cool.
So whenever you turn up, they'll be sat there, and then I'll put your table right next to mine. And we can just, it'll be like those heady X-ray days at Mender.
Yeah.
When it was you and me with the worst two-wheel drive car that's ever been made.
I really liked that car.
Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. See, I liked that car more than the prototype XB2.
Did you?
Yeah. When the prototype turned up and I drove the prototype, I'm thinking, this is going backwards. Why are we going backwards? We shouldn't be going backwards. We should be going forwards.
Mm.
And
Did they take a strange decision? They could have just bolted a normal two-wheel drive front end onto that XB42 that me and you ran.
Yeah.
And that probably would have solved 90% of the issues.
Yeah.
Well, I think what they've become now is just from people that I speak to at the track, it seems like you can either get that really sweet setup with them, and they seem to work really, really, really well, the new XB2s, or they're hard work. Maybe a lot of the similar sort of thing can be said for a lot of cars, but I think it's quite apparent in the XB2 now that if you haven't got it there, it is a bit of a nightmare. And you know, I see it with the club racers at the track when they've got the car going. They're a final up from where they were. But the next, next week they're sort of 2 finals down from there, and you're going, what's going on? And it is just, I don't know, change something on the car. Can't remember what it did, and easily done. I think.
But I think actually I've got a good team. Certainly, they've seem to have a good setup, and they have had some really good results. Not with their 4 and 2 wheel drive, but I tell you what, mate, we'll let you go. We've been on for over an hour. It's been great.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time. We will get you on. Maybe we'll get you on after one of the Berry meetings indoors. When you've been running your, would you run your KC? Oh, here's another question. Would you run your KC or indoors at Berry? Or would you try and get a KD? Because there is a bit of slippy floor, isn't there?
Mm.
Well, this is the thing. Everybody's. If you remember rightly, when I ran the XB4-2,
yeah,
I did all the development on that indoors at the floor. So I got my setup from indoors on Slippy. So my XB4-2 was a brilliant car. When I came to outside, it was ace.
Yeah.
So me going into indoors with a KC, I can't see a problem.
Good.
Can't see a problem at all.
Okay. That's brilliant,
Other than the noise.
Cheers, mate.
He wants to go, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? He's desperate to go.
Yeah,
he is desperate. I think
more
what it is,
polite to you than I was to Drescher.
Something's happened in that car park that spooked him.
Boom.
You're joking.
He's seen someone with a bag. That's what it is, and he's scared that he's going to be taken.
I'll tell you what it was with Drescher. Lee sent me a message, and he was like, "Oh, if you want me to come on and talk about me winning the Euros 110th off road 2-wheel drive, I will do it." And I went, "Okay, bye, Craig, bye." Boom. And Lee cable. And the worst thing was, Lee was like, "Oh, is Drescher on now? Get me on now, get me on now." And I just pressed the wrong button, just about to go, "Hi, Craig, would like to speak to Lee." But, oh no, I've got rid of Craig.
That's a lie.
Oh dear.
That's a blatant lie, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. But no one will go back and listen and check, so it'll be fine. Cheers, Stu.
Cheers, buddy.
Nice
Catch
one,
up
guys.
with you soon.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
mate.
much.
Take
Bye,
care,
bye.
man.
Oh,
Cheers,
hang on.
Bye-bye.
You might need to hang up yourself, Stu, because I've no idea how to get rid of you.
I will do. See you later, guys.
Cheers, mate. Bye, bye.
Bye, mate.
Oh, love Stu Wood.
Yeah, that was great to have him on again, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's always good to talk to Stu. For people who don't know, that Stu has been instrumental in either of us getting better.
Ah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I certainly wouldn't have got as far as I have as quickly without the help I've had from Stu. Whether that's just sending him a message on Facebook or text or whatever, but he's normally the guy that I would turn to for a bit of help if I was struggling on a race day, for sure.
Yeah, and he never really mentioned it much, but he does work for Ross Mods, and I know they do a lot of large scale, a lot of nitro and stuff, but they have got some 110 stuff. So if you're in that kind of area, and you got some questions, you want to get some stuff, go speak to Stu Wood. No one knows as much as he does.
Very, very few.
Very few people. And even less people who are happy to give that information out.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's got a view. That's his view. You follow. And in fact, Stu Wood was the person sort of where we came with the phrase of pick a guru.
Mm-hmm.
Pick someone and listen to them.
Yeah.
Because listening to 10 people is I don't think is going to help you.
Keeping asking people until someone eventually says the thing you want to hear isn't getting help that you need.
Yeah. they don't need to be better. You just need to sit there, and then you've got a sort of a consistent way.
Mm-hmm.
I know we always laugh. People always laugh and joke about me saying take a shim off and put a shim on, but you know that I'm happy that I know what that does to the car that I drive. So that's like my go-to thing to do.
Mm.
You know, I'm not then speaking to somebody else who I think there was a time when I don't know, in Southport with me YZ2 and me rear wheel was lifting going in some of the corners, and I did ask 2 or 3 people, and I did get 2 or 3 completely different answers to how to solve the problem. Now they probably all would have solved the problem, but then people would always change the back or the front or the springs or the oils and just getting something along those lines. So you've got a consistent pattern how to work on your stuff.
Yeah, I think this all goes back to that same thing with the Ackerman thread on the YZ2 forum on Opel.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
You've either got to pick someone to listen to, or you're going to get mixed up, I think.
Yeah.
You can get lost in this so quickly with all the different things that are flying about and the ideas that people have got.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you want my advice, I'd pick someone to listen to and stick with them. Yeah,
and if you're never happy, just put the car back to kit.
Mm.
Because Tom didn't mention Tom Patterson, who does all my wiring for me. Great with the solder and lovely neat jobs. You've seen all the pictures of my wiring in any of the cars I've had. You know, he was third in the A at Southport this weekend. He's had his best result ever. He got a brand new B6.
Mm-hmm.
He just ran it basically his kit.
Oh, the greatest
that's
kit.
All he had.
Greatest kit.
And he's just done really well. I then shouted at him and said, well, this is classic new car syndrome for him. You know, because he said, I said, did you do a bit of prep during the week? Oh, no, don't do anything. Well, so you've done really well on a car that you've just rebuilt the shocks, checked everything works, redone the diff, and you've done really well. Ooh. So doesn't that mean...
I'll tell you who else has been doing a bit of prep this week as well.
Who's been doing more prep?
Ben Jameson's been doing our old friend of the show, Ben Jameson. He came on for 15 minutes a little while back. And then fobbed us off with some story that he had to go.
Yeah, some sort of family party.
No, we've always got time for Ben. He's been sending me a few pictures of some builds he's been doing for people, a couple of B6s he's sent through. Looking very posh, as all of the next level RC seems to. Look, he's certainly got a way of putting things together and making them look very, very neat indeed. You know, same with Tom. Stuff I've seen of his has been great as well. But yeah, it's nice to see Jamo back in the workshop and doing bits and bobs like that again. I know he's been struggling for a bit of time to do that for people. I certainly know it's something that he enjoys as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always love those pics. They're all super smart, and you know, Ben's a really good racer, really quick, travels around a lot. So you know, if you are looking to get a new kit, maybe like me, you haven't got a lot of time to get it set up and done, then you know, send it to Ben to get it done. You know, you're not going to get send it to Ben. He did actually promise us a next level voucher for our listeners, so we'll have to mention that to him next time we send it.
What he'd said was he'd rebuild my car at least for nothing, and he'd give us a voucher for the Christmas show.
Oh, brilliant! Yes, have a big Christmas raffle.
Yeah, I mean that'll be the only thing in it at the moment.
No, if anyone wants to give us something for a big Christmas raffle, that'll be great.
Yeah. Let's get some Proline tyres, if anybody from Proline is listening. God, yeah, they should send us everything for what we've spoke about the last few weeks. Yeah, Jesus. Proline, maybe if Schumacher have got some tyres that are long-lasting and hard-wearing, they could send us some of them to give away at Christmas as well. They could. It's been like a bit of a Schumacher loving recently, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. All the Schumacher drivers were just Stu Wood, Tom Yardy, Alan, Ben, Jem. Ben. Yeah. So that also means
we certainly could love to have some new Schumacher drivers on. But anyone else, always happy. Send us a message. We'll get you on. I have got a few bits that I picked up from the internet. Messages that we've received.
Oh yeah. You're taking care of the Facebook stuff. I think I answered one. I can't remember when it was. Maybe a week or so ago. But other than that, I do see the notifications, guys, and I'm sorry I'm not answering them. But Aidan's much quicker on the response than I am, so he takes care of that.
Yeah. So what we've got is there's I think it's a new club, Junction 19 Racing.
It's not Junction 19 Racing. It's Junction 16.
Okay, let's just check now because we talked about this during our break, and we can't remember which one it is.
No, I can remember.
It's Junction 16.
Oh, okay.
Well done.
Right. Thank you.
It is Junction 16. Junction 16 in the A1. I think it's the A1. Have I even got the road right? Their first meeting is this Friday. We've certainly shared their post.
Now I want to see some track pictures. I want to see what the place is looking like. That's what I want to see.
We want to see surfaces. We want to see all of these things.
Get them up. Get the pictures up. Let's see what people are coming to race on.
Yeah, we want to see that. I've actually, that second, Stu Wood sent me a message, goes, I need to be on next week. I want to talk about another new car. So maybe we'll get Stu Wood on again to talk about the new cars. Because I think one of the things, I don't know, there's a new Tenco 4-wheel drive, which is their first 110. I think they're really big in the sort of electric thing. Ryan Lutz runs for them in America. I'm a big fan of the Lutzinator. If you want to look at, if you go to thelutzinator.com, he's got loads of hints and tips and things to think about if you are just racing. So we'll talk about that. I've now lost my piece of paper. That's why I'm brabbiting. The other club that's spoken to us, see, that was quite seamless, wasn't it?
Well
is
done.
Caldicott.
Yeah,
are running on grass this Sunday. I'm not exactly sure what the meeting is, but they have said they have got a guest heat on. So if you're around that Caldicott area on Sunday, the weather looks great this weekend.
Does it?
So, I think so.
Why don't you have a check of your weather app?
Well, okay, let's, shows you good... someone said the weather looks great. Okay, not in Barrow. Not in Derby. I'm just going through the places. You can tell the places on my weather app.
Because that's where the tracks are.
Yeah, so Derby, I think that's Broxtows. Bury, that says showers. Preston, showers. Weston-super-Mare, showers. Can't go anywhere else. Preston, Bury, Derby, Barrow. I never know why I've got Bergen.
Okay. Like on Sunday...
Yeah.
If you're in England,
that's
pretty much what your weather's going to be on Sunday.
Well, actually, I'm looking at Southport. It says showers, but looks nice. Looks nice and warm. So I'm sure that'll change by the weekend. But
you never know. Hopefully,
if you're in the area, go to Caldicott. I think it's. I've got to forget the fella's name. Alex is the guy who sends the message and said, make sure you mention Caldicott. We will do. We love it. Yeah, if you've got a meeting on, you've got a big meeting on, or you're just starting a series, let us know. We'll share it on the page. And then people say we don't like on-road racing. I don't know where people get this idea from. Because, the Big Blue Tent has been very good in sharing Aaron Turner's new blog. He's not doing a pot, so he's doing a blog on the internet, talking about in racing GT12s and 110 touring cars over the winter. I think he just put a new article up this last day or two regarding setups, and I think he's talking about camber and how that affects the car.
I think that is a fantastic place for people who are really into on-road to go and get some good information, where me and Aidan aren't going to say how dull it is.
No, we're not. We're just going to like it.
That would be a great place for them to go and not feel upset that the off-road is just a bit better than on-road.
it's quite simple, it is. But one of the bits I did read his blog, and the 2 videos he's got, which was really good, because MB Models is on VRC, that online racing app, and there's a point, I think he talked about whether VRC is any good, or whether it's practice, or any practice is good practice. And he's got a video of the MB Models track, of him running racing VRC on that, on his computer. And he then went to MB Models and ran his same Schumacher MI6, whatever it is, on MB Models, and it does look quite spooky. How accurate it looks. You know, the banners are there, and the buildings there. So check out Aaron's blog, and then I'll tell you what. There's another thanks. We'd like to thank Darren Lewis and Liam Galvin. They certainly must have been at the Stoffold National, and they took hundreds of pictures. 2 and 4-wheel drive. There were some great pictures.
Great. There were some fantastic pictures in amongst that.
I sent a few of them off to people. I wasn't tagging people into them in case they'd already seen them, but I was sending messages just to show, look, here's a picture of your car. Tony Parr was really happy with his RB 6.6. Look, they seem, a lot of the 2-wheel drive seem to be at the bottom of a little dip, so you can see them just trying not to bottom out as they hit. They all look great. And then the post that's probably done really well on the Facebook page is the one where we talk about silly season is on us. The Nationals are finished. The end of seasons is less than 2 weeks away at Kidderminster. That's when
contracts will be swapped and changed. I hear. We know Yokomo's got a space, don't we?
Yes, Simon Moss left and went to Serpent during the year, so I don't know whether Yokomo are going to try and fill that. I don't know whether it's Yokomo or LMR. Maybe we might hear something from one of those.
They've probably got their eye on maybe 1 or 2 people.
Maybe 1 or 2 people. We have had some things, but unless someone actually tells us. It was good because a few people responded to that post and said, "Well, actually, I'm not changing." John Howe.
Yeah,
John Howe came on and went, "Loving me B6."
And do you know what?
B6.
We were talking about the XB2 with Stu earlier. He swapped with because I spoke to John after he raced at Tiverton last weekend, and his B6 TQ'd and won the meeting. Now John wasn't driving it.
Oh, okay. Right. Who was driving it?
Dan Harding was driving his B6. And John, I think, drove Dan's XB2. And he just, for John, he said it just wasn't the drive for him. He said it was quite hard work, quite. The straight at Tiverton is it's an interesting feature of the track.
Okay.
It's kind of straight at the beginning, then it kind of drops and curves, and then it's a bit sort of less curvy, and then there's a bank corner.
Okay.
But if you get it right, you can full throttle it, and your car jumps over the drop, and it's great. If you don't, then you end up cartwheeling at the end of the straight and go up in the netting that's now there. Or a really good one is if you can clear the netting and still get it in the tree. Which I think
love a car in a tree.
I think John managed to do several times with the XB2.
Okay. But I think that's a good thing where cars just don't suit other people. We had Alex Carter on from the Midwest, just saying, "Hey, I've had my KC this year, really enjoying it. I'm going to continue to run my KC next year. I know he's part of the Inside Line team." He was saying some really nice things about the team as itself. I think Alex Springer is really the team manager of Inside Line PR. What he did say is don't get any setup. Well, don't use. He said don't get. He didn't say that. He said don't use Kev Lee's setups. They don't work for him. But he was really enjoying it. I know. And then Jim from Batley has actually gone to a KC from a B6. and he said he just really enjoyed the KC at Batley. It's good. And then the other bits was people who aren't moving. No surprises. Tom Yardy was on the other week saying how much he was enjoying his KC, KDs, K2s. And he was on Facebook today, maybe even.
I think it was today.
Saying he's signed for Schumacher for another 2 years.
Yeah, that's good news for him and Schumacher, I think.
Yeah, everyone loves him. And then the other thing that I pointed out, and I'm sorry if I don't mention everybody, but Toby Hampson sent a lovely comment on our page. He's actually a UK guy who's racing in the US. Running a KO show like all the good people did. Still not accepted me friend's request, so let's never mention him again until he does. But thanks very much for the feedback.
You've got enough friends on Facebook that you don't actually know.
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what appeared on my Facebook today? And it's one of those ones that you can't share. But my posts have been liked 15,000 times.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm thinking, do you people have nothing better to do?
No, that's good. We want people to like and share the posts, and that's,
yes, we do want to.
We appreciate every single one of you that's listening to it, and if you could spare us another 2 seconds to just click the share or the like button, or both, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
And then this week I'm back at Southport.
Mendip Summer Series is on.
All right. Is it your last round, or have you got a few more left?
No, there's 2, and I've done 4 rounds. So I need the last 2 to be able to count. The trouble is, if it's going to be absolutely pouring with rain, which it looks like it's going to be pretty wet on Sunday at the moment, that did change. It was glorious all the way through, and then all of a sudden, I think it was either late last night or today, I looked at the weather, and it had just changed on Sunday. Everything all around it, leading up to Sunday, is great. Monday and after, absolutely fine. But Sunday race day is typically got some showers or quite heavy rainfall at some points. So I don't know.
And then the next time that we're going to be together will be the F2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s at Kidderminster the week after on the Saturday. Yeah,
that's right. I'm leaving straight from work. I'll take all my stuff up to work on the Friday and just head on up. It'll save quite a lot of time, I think.
Okay, yeah. Chris Tippings was going to take us all in the big blue truck, even though, again, like the tent, it's grey. But apparently he's booked someone to come and fix his shower.
Oh, okay.
So that's bad planning. So what the plan is, and Tipsy listens, so what me and Tommy will do is we'll just turn up and put all our stuff in your truck, and then Tommy can just drive me down to Kidderminster. So we'll be there quite handy, get a good spec, and then we're all in the travel lodge on the Friday night. You, me, Tipsy, Tommy, no Garner, the beautiful Rawcliffe.
Oh, hang on, is Chris Busby, is he coming with us?
No.
He's not in the hotel?
No, he's in the hotel. He's just not in one of the 2 rooms I've booked.
Oh, no.
We've got 2 rooms with 4 people in each.
Wow.
And then we're talking about going for a curry, because there's a curry house a mile away. But actually, we found out by looking at TripAdvisor, there's a pub in the car park of the travel lodge. So that's where we're going on Friday night for our tea. So if you are about on Kidderminster on Friday, if you are getting there late-ish, please come and sit with us while we all have our tea and throw food at each other. And if you are getting there late, just pop in and maybe have a pint before we all go to bed at a very reasonable time. And I'm not joking here. I'm not saying go to bed at a reasonable time and then we'll stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll be in bed pretty handy because Tommy will have us up at 5 o'clock.
Yes, Tommy will. Yeah.
So
he will. He's not staying in our room. Sorry, Tommy.
No, I put him in the room with Who's in his room? Tips.
Okay.
Raw Tips and Stu Jones. Maybe Rawcliffe as well.
So I'm guessing we've got me, you, Borley, and Garner?
No, there's no Garner. So in fact, no, there must only be 7.
Oh, okay.
So one room is Tipsy, Tommy, Stu Jones.
Yeah.
And then the other room is Borley, me, Rawcliffe and you.
Okay.
So we'll all be fighting to share a bed with Rawcliffe.
Well, I was thinking it might be an idea if all of us go in one room except Tim.
Yeah.
And then we just, we make sure Tim just stays safe in a room on his own.
Because he's that beautiful.
You don't want to wake up with anybody stroking your hair, do you?
Yeah, not his hair, no. He'll have to get up super... Yeah, Tommy will have us up at 5. Tim won't mind. He'll be washing and drying his hair and making him look beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. He will be like a meerkat in the corner of the room all night now in the hotel.
All night. No. But yeah, well, that's great. We've caught up. We spoke to Stu Wood. We've gone through our things. I think we're
do you know what? There's one more thing that I haven't done, and that's mention all of the guys on the RC10 forum.
All right.
I've shared the podcast on there, and I speak to them every now and then when I remember to go on and share pictures and videos and races and stuff like that from over here, and they're always really, really supportive. So, yeah, as you can imagine, it is the team associated RC10 forum. It's very, very team associated based. So, great guys on there. Really, really good help with all sorts of things, and lots of people running the same stuff. So if you are looking for somewhere else to go and get some hints and tips and advice, or share your bits and pictures and stuff like that, it's a great place to go.
Yeah, it's good. And we've had quite a few people who have been asking to join the group as well. We've got a Big Blue. It's not called Big Blue Tent. It's BBT RC Racing Group.
Yep.
So, if you look for that, it is linked on the Facebook page. If you like the podcast, you like kind of the way, everyone in the group's really happy, and, we're really there to just so you can show your pictures. I've shown my pictures of me getting into a D final or a regional, sharing your results, sharing your pictures, just chatting to people who just like toy cars. Just ask, and you just let straight in. In fact, some fella, while I've been chatting, that's what reminded me. Someone's asked to join the group, and we've just let him in straight away. So there's no issues. Join the group. Let's get involved and chat about toy cars.
Sounds like a good plan to me, mate. But I think that should be all the toy car stuff we chat about this week. I think we're going on more than long enough. So I think we'll call it a night for there.
Yeah, brilliant. Look forward to next week.
Indeed. All right, mate. You take it easy. Thanks everybody for listening in, and we'll catch you all next week.
Thanks again, mate. Thank you. Speak to you soon.
Take care, bud. Bye.
Bye.